Before I share this story with y'all, I want to tell you I don't believe in hurting people. And this is my story. I love how people think they know me, but you don't know me. So, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. If you really want to understand what I've been through, this is it. Welcome. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Have you ever been harassed by the police? I have. I used to get harassed by them all the time. So I decided if you can't beat them, join them, right? Well, no. My mom decided that for me, actually. So today I'm going to drop a dime on them crackers. Because honestly, I don't like police. They don't fuck with me no more, though. So I went to the police academy when I was 18. And in this police academy, I learned the ins and outs. I learned everything there is to know. So, but I got kicked out. For probably a good reason. Anyways, you gotta know your rights. So, on Halloween night, when I was 17 years old, I already knew my rights. And we got stopped by the police. There was 5 of us deep in the car. The car was full. It was full of weed and paraphernalia. And the cop says to my friend who was driving, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, he goes, "Can I search the car?" I'm like, he's like, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "I'm sorry, what'd you say?" I'm like, "Bro, tell him no." I whispered that to him. He goes, "No, no, sir." And he goes, "Okay, have a good day." I just saved everybody in that car. So I'm going to try to teach you a little something and tell you my story. Now, you're allowed to actually run from the police. They can't stop you on the road. If you're ever walking, and a cop tries to stop you and say, "Let me see your license," and this, that, and the other, you can ignore him and walk away. You don't have to talk to the police ever when you're walking. Now, if you get stopped in a vehicle, that's different. So here's my advice to you if you get stopped in a vehicle. If you don't like the police, I can't fucking stand them. But the difference was, I wasn't going to the police academy to be a nice cop. I was going there to I was going to be a corrupt ass cop, and that's the reason why I had a divine intervention. I'll tell you about my divine intervention. So, if you ever get stopped in a car, know your rights. First of all, don't be an asshole. Don't think you can beat these cops at their own game, because, I mean, you can by knowing your rights, but if you're going to backtalk them, that's not going to help. As much as you don't like them, don't backtalk the police. Don't do it. Be kind, be polite. That's just the way it is. You have to do it that way if you want to be treated respect. You give respect to get respect. Second off, don't be smoking weed in your car, you dummies. If you're smoking weed in your car, that's probable cause. They'll search your car. They'll find whatever you got in there. This is game over. That's how they get most people, by stopping you. That's why they set up speed traps and everything. They be smoking weed. I've had it happen to me. I've been arrested for weed. Now, when I was in the police academy, I learned a lot of things. First of all, they used to say, check your ego at the door. Because these cops, they have big egos and they're fucking pricks. They think they're the shit until they meet a lawyer or somebody like me. Then they don't fuck with me no more. They used to fuck with me all the time. Don't happen no more. That's a fact. So, I went on an internship. I got pretty deep into it, but prior to this internship, there was an incident. I'm going to tell you about that in a sec. So I went on an internship, and I went in a squad car. I'll never forget it. It was green, undercover car. And I was dressed up in this little bitch uniform, like ROTC uniform. And so they took me, and I was nervous as shit, because I'm like, oh my God, they're going to find out what's going on. So we're going down the road, and he's like, you need to chill out, man. He's like, it's okay. You're one of us now. I'm like, little do you know. So he goes, I hear over the radio, he goes, bring him back. I'm like, oh shit. So they bring me back, and then the sergeant goes, he goes, no offense or anything, but we can't have you here in the police academy. You stole a car. Yes, I stole a car at 18. Big mistake, right? But honestly, the way I see it, it got me out of this mess because I didn't want to be a fucking cop. And if I did, I'd probably be in jail right now for the rest of my life. Who knows? I mean, there was a divine intervention here. So when you get stopped, don't be a dick. Just go with the flow. Don't be smoking weed. And if they ask to search your car, say no. Always say no. And if they ask you why, tell them you don't need a reason why. And if they ask you why again, just say, I'm exercising my rights. As an American citizen, as a sovereign citizen, I'm exercising my rights. You can plead the fifth. You don't got to talk to them. You don't got to tell them nothing. You don't got to tell them shit. Just make sure. There's another thing. It's called plain sight. If there's anything in plain sight, if you got pills lying around, if you got weed lying around, even a stem could get you locked up or get your car searched. I've been searched so many times where they didn't find nothing because I had it hidden. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. This is my story. Now, do not ever start shouting. Don't start arguing with them. They'll just make it worse. There was a time I've seen them. I almost pulled a gun on a cop because this is, I don't need to say it's a true story because it almost happened, but it didn't, thank God, because they were beating the shit out of my ex-girlfriend. And I was in the next room and I had a little 380 and I was ready to bang this cop because he was a fat fucking pig. He was beating the shit out of my ex-girlfriend and I was fucking heated, to say the least. Whew, that shit gets me hot just thinking about it. And so I put my gun in my room and I run out there and what do I see? This fucking 300-pound cop lying on top of my girl, like sitting on top of my ex-girlfriend. Mind you, she was not crazy. She was a good person, but she was real petite. But that girl could throw hands. Holy shit! She was beast mode. And so prior to all this happening, we had a party at my pool. Now at my pool. They came and they harassed the shit out of us, and then they followed me to my house, and then that's when all this shit happened. It escalated. Cops are like a gang. That's what they are. They're a fucking gang, and that's the reason why this is the takeover. Because if we all know this information, the joke's on them. First of all, the joke's already on them. The reason why they're cops is because they couldn't do anything better in their life. Speaking of which, there was something called INA. What does that mean? Irish need not apply. Which means that's the reason why there's so many Irish cops, third generation cops, fucking up in New York. Like when they have the St. Patty's Day parade, that's why you see all those police or New York, Boston. Anyways, my point being is, be easy around cops because they can smell fear. We were taught how to hold a knife, we were taught all types of crazy shit. Matter of fact, you know what my teacher said? You want to know what a throwaway is? I learned what a throwaway is in the police academy. That's fucked up, man. This cop told me, our teacher was a cop, and he could go out on his little motorcycle and work whenever the fuck he wanted. And he had a throwaway. He told us some sick shit, man. This is all facts, man. I'm exposing this fool. His name was Officer Huey, it was Huey, Officer Huey, and he ended up marrying this 18-year-old chick, and he was like 50 years old. It was kind of weird. That was in the academy. And he told me what a throwaway is. And throwaway is basically, if they shoot you, they'll take a rusty throwaway gun, and they'll put it in your hand and say you pulled a gun on them. This shit happens. I don't think it happens quite as often anymore. Here's another thing that's interesting. There was a time where if you just committed a felony, the police could shoot you in the back. Yes, there was a time, I believe it was back in the 80s when they stopped this, where if you did, okay, let's say I stole a car, I'm 18 years old and I'm running away, they could have shot me for that. That's how bad cops are, man. They're not good people. There are good cops and bad cops. They play it, but you know what? They all play the same fucking game. They're a gang. They're nothing more than a gang. So that's why you need to know your rights. Brush up on your rights. I'm gonna think of some more information to tell you on this, and I'm gonna get back at you. But know your rights. Start looking them up. If you're young, you don't know your rights, they will fucking walk all over you like they're walking on water. I've seen it happen. It never happened to me, but I've been arrested a few times. And jail's not fun. Trust me, jail is it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. So keep your ass out of jail. Know how to deal with the police. Just be easy, be calm. These are the little words of knowledge. And don't be fucking smoking weed, okay? In your car, because that's just asking for trouble. If you want to smoke weed, you know what? An officer actually told me this way past when I was at a police academy. He said, if you want to smoke weed, he said, smoke it at your house. They don't care what you do. They're just trying to meet their quota of arresting people. I've seen it so many times. Around here, there's a lot of places where it'll drop down to like 25 miles per hour. They do this shit on purpose because the number one revenue in Florida is probation, people on probation, is the court system. That's the number one revenue for Florida. That's how they get their money. It's a sick fucking world. Know your rights. Don't let the cops fuck with you no more. Alright? Be easy, be kosher, have a good day. I'm dropping a dime on these police. I'm gonna own that shit. I don't like them. I'm gonna be honest with you. Any cop that's listening, I don't really fucking like you unless you're cool with me and you keep it straight. But if you don't fucking keep it straight with me and you're out there fucking hustling kids, man, then Babylon's gonna fall, man. And set these pigs on fire. If you haven't noticed, people are already fucking speaking up against them. This shit's getting crazy. It's a war right now. This ain't nothing new though. But I mean, you go back to the it's just crazy, man. This world, especially police, man, they don't know right from wrong, I feel like. That's the reason why, if there's a cop watching this, check your fucking ego at the door. Alright? Stay kosher, ladies and gentlemen. Be easy. Have a good day.